This is PC747 with the Next Up YouTube channel, bringing you the latest in Android and tech. So yesterday I did a video on the Google Stadia and I was showing Mortal Kombat 11. I was showing how I was having some issues with that game where I would have connection issues and it would just stop working. And I wanted to do a follow-up. And the reason why I wanted to, because I wanted to show some gameplay with the Nvidia Shield TV. So what I decided to do was go ahead and pick up the same Mortal Kombat 11 package that I have for Google Stadia and purchase it again through the Nvidia Shield TV using Steam. Now, I will have to say this to be fair. When I first went to load the game up, I was having some problems where you'll hit the play, the game didn't want to load up. I had to hit play again to finally get it to load up. And once it did load up, I noticed that I couldn't select certain things. And so I ended up exiting back out. And once I went into Steam and changed the controller configuration to show Xbox controller, I was then able to get back in. And again, it did take a little bit to get back in. But once I was in the game and started playing, I had no issues whatsoever. In fact, I basically played this game for the exact same amount of time I played on Stadia, about an hour. And on Stadia, in that hour, I had 4 disconnections. Here I am on Steam playing the Nvidia Shield TV, Mortal Kombat 11, and only once through that whole 1 hour period did I have where a hiccup, a slight hiccup where basically I got some bars that said, low bandwidth connection, and then it corrected itself, and I didn't have a problem since. So after the game was over, I decided that I wanted to reach out to the Stadia people. So I went onto the Stadia Discord and, I posted my problem. I said, look, I'm still having this problem with Mortal Kombat 11 and, well, really with my Stadia in general. And I basically posted up on the Stadia Discord. I said, listen, this originally started when I had been playing Tomb Raider and the connection would stop. And at first I thought it was just a one-off because I would play Tomb Raider. It disconnected me, go back later, play Destiny 2, fine. So I wrote it off as maybe just a one-off. Happened again when I started playing Ghost Recon. So when I started playing Mortal Kombat 11 and it happened 4 times in a row, I began to really wonder if there's something else going on. So now that I had the opportunity to play the same game through Nvidia Shield TV, GeForce, Steam, basically, just like I'm kind of playing on Stadia, I am streaming it. I am now like, okay, there's obviously something going on here. So having posted my issue on the Stadia Discord and talking to people, kind of made some suggestions and, we ruled out a bunch of things. I'm like, all right, someone say, okay, maybe you got dust over that area. And I'm like, no, that's not an issue. And, I've already done a factory resets. I've done everything I could do on my end. So the final thing that I said was maybe it could be your Stadia's overheating. Now, to be fair, I did come out before and said, look, I heard about the Stadia overheating issues when I first started playing Stadia. I personally didn't have that issue, but I wasn't going to rule it out. So here I am now. I'm like, okay, this very well could be an issue. I really want to get this working. I do like Stadia. I like the idea of it. I really wanted to see this thing work. So I decided to hit up the Stadia crew through the chat, because you can actually go onto their support and talk to someone through chat. So I was able to get a hold of someone and basically I ran through kind of the same issues I had like on the Discord. And where the Discord, they was a little bit better with kind of help you troubleshoot. When I was talking to the person in the chat, I felt like I was just going around in circles. And it's like, okay, do you not understand what I'm trying to portray to you that I'm only having this issue on my Stadia and I'm actually putting this up against other things and I'm noticing the Stadia is a problem. And no matter what I was trying to portray to the rep there, they was insisting that, there's not an issue with the network as far as Google server, and there's nothing wrong with your Stadia Chromecast. Now, despite that there have been issues of people complaining about the Chromecast Ultra overheating, this rep really felt like this wasn't a problem. In fact, they was okay with saying that my issue was on my end, that I was having network problems, and this was something that you need to resolve with your ISP. And again, I kept going to them and said, look, if I was having, like you said, network problems, wouldn't I be having the same network problems when I'm playing on the Nvidia Shield TV? I'm playing the exact same game through the exact same, internet server provider. And I have video proof that I'm able to play a whole hour and not have one connection issue where the game just stops. But when I'm playing on my Chromecast Ultra for the Google Stadia, I have 4 recorded issues where it just stopped. There is a problem somewhere. Now, I personally am beginning to think it's on Google server end, but I'm willing to go through the steps to try to see if it very well could be the Chromecast Ultra I have that have overheating issues. And I'm trying to do everything I can. I'm like, look, lady, I'm doing what I can. And, I'm a founder. I paid this money for it. And I want to see this thing work. And I've done all the troubleshooting steps. I've done all the resets. It's come down to 2 things. And it's either going to be the Chromecast Ultra or it's going to be the servers. And it would be nice to kind of figure that out, because come February 20th, I will now have to start paying that $9.99 a month if I want to continue on being a subscriber. And as far as I'm concerned, if this situation is not resolved, I'm not going to see myself wanting to pay $10 a month just to continue on with this. Especially now it appears I have a better option next to me with the Nvidia Shield TV. Now, there are some things about playing this game on the Nvidia Shield TV that is different from playing on the Stadia. For one, as you can see, there's this border around this box. And to be fair, that was all put in when I first went into the game, but after a while, it was able to be ignored. And yes, I'm pretty sure that at the end of the day, someone from the Stadia team would say, look, we're able to provide 4K game. We're providing a better experience. And I hear what you're saying. You're right. When I'm playing the Mortal Kombat 11 on a Google Stadia, I don't have this box around the game. But what's the point if the game keeps stopping? Where with the Nvidia Shield TV, I'm able to play for hours on end, and I may have a hiccup here and there, but other than that, I'm still able to play. And to me, this is something that if Google do not resolve this pretty soon, and more people start bringing this complaint forward and saying this is a problem, then what? Especially if you start alienating those who are your founders, who are your supporters, because you already have enough people who are saying that this is not worth it. They feel like this is a bust. This is a bad idea. There are a bunch of people who do not feel like this is going to work. So for you to have a couple of people who are willing to jump on board, willing to sit there and ride with you to see this go forward and see this work out, and you're going to alienate them, that is bad business practice. And, this points to another issue that people have been bringing up that I really didn't want to believe, and that is the support from Google. I remember saying, and I've been vocal about this, I even wrote about this, that Google support have been up there with Apple. And I've written about that because for a number of times when I've had issues, they've been over backwards to try to solve my problem. And for me, I'm like, they're up there, and there are times I've actually put them ahead of Apple. So when I've heard people were saying they were having problems with Google and that their support team was just not really that good and was, rude and not really helpful, I found that hard to believe until I dealt with it today. And I couldn't believe with the stuff I was dealing with. And I'm like, really? Because I felt like the person in the past, or the people who on the Google support in the past, would have resolved this in a much faster manner, in a much better manner. And I feel like now, I don't know what's going on. And I'm hoping it's just that one person. And I want to give them a benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm going to, reach out to them tomorrow and later this week and try to see if I can get someone else that can resolve it. Because I really want to see this work. I really want to give it a fair chance, because I'm really hoping this succeed. I really am rooting for Google Stadia to succeed. But I got to be honest with you. The more and more I'm into this, I'm getting a chance to kind of see this play out, the more I get a feeling that by spring, not only will I be done with Stadia, But I won't be surprised if a number of people have done with Stadia, especially when you start to see more of the Sony PlayStation 5 come out. You see Microsoft with the S Cloud start to bring their stuff out there. And then you're forced to look right back at what Google's doing with the Stadia, and you're seeing nothing is happening. You're not seeing any real change or major improvement or anything to really get you excited about it. All of the promise that they made not being fulfilled. Still feel like we're in an alpha or in a beta mode. We still feel like we're waiting for something to come forward. And a lot of people, they're going to be tired of waiting. They're going to say, you know what? I'm done waiting. I gave you the chance and I'm moving on.